welcome to Angling For You. Today what I'm going to do is I've got a lot of fish shallow, but I'm going to fish bread. Now bread's not something that ever fishing matches or anything like that, but it's good for a pleasure session, and I've got a little bit of different way of doing it. I mean, not hooking it or anything like that, that's just the normal way, but the way I feed to keep the bread sort of get them attracted to the shallowness, and without feeding a ton of bread, because no one wants a ton of bread floating around the peg. It's horrendous. So I've got a really light midi, sort of 8 to 10 hollow on there. I've got a little piece of short line of 017 power line to a size 12 hook, and I've got a little bait band on there, and all I'm doing is pinching a little bit of flake on the shaft like that. That little bit of bait band just gives it a little bit of extra buoyancy, and I'm just feeding Monster Baits Killer Red, and it's a great additive. It works really well. It creates a nice cloud in the upper layers of the water, and that's basically what I'm going to do, is just feed that, and then I'm just going to lay that bread over the top. Really simple tactics, but by using that attraction of that crushed pellet, works really well to get the fish up in the upper layers of the water. So I'm just gonna feed that, and I'm just gonna rest it on my knee, and the bait's and there we go, straight away. Just literally on the top of the water. As soon as we dropped it on, it's straight away and we're straight into a fish. This is the main thing when using bread, and a lot of people have this misconception that you need a loaf of bread virtually on your hook, and you don't. You only need a tiny bit of bread on the hook. The less bread on the hook, the easier the hook goes into the fish. That's the sort of the way that I look at it. When it calms down, we'll get the hook out, and just hooked right on the top, lip perfectly hooked, and in my way. So what we'll do is we'll sort of have a little talk about what size is best. So we're bringing off sort of a thumbnail sized piece of bread, and all I'm doing is hooking the hook through it, and then I'm squeezing it just on that little bit of shank just behind it, and that just leaves you sort of a nice little flake like that. And then we're getting some of this dry feed. And like I say, you can drop bread in anywhere, and, and catch. But if you want to catch a good weight and you want to catch consistently, just get yourself some of this Killer Red Monster Baits. It's fantastic. Creates a massive cloud in the upper layers of the water. All we've done with it is put a very small amount of water in, so it's pretty much dry, which means it drops very slowly through the layers of the water. Creates a nice fizz. And all we're doing is just dropping that in. I'm just laying that bread on there on the top of the water. And you're just waiting for those fish to come to that scent. So a little nudge on it then. No need for floats, no need for anything but a little bit of line, and there you go, straight away. The fish hooked themselves, short piece of line, it's a self-hooking rig, and they're straight on. There's no messing about. People may think this size size 12 hook's a bit garish and a bit heavy, but if you want that hook up straight away, you're using a short amount of line, which puts a little bit more tension on. That's why it's a bit heavier, and that's why we have that slightly bigger hook. These fish aren't massive, but you know, there is the potential to hook double figure fish in here. This is keeping the pole as low as you can. An elevated peg, this so is a bit more difficult. And it's really light midi elastic doing the trick. It's in the net. Not perfectly hooked. And they also that your bread's lasting a lot longer as well, because we're not putting donkey-sized amounts of bread on. So not donkey-sized amounts of bread. It's a little bit of bread.
Went on with red faces yesterday. Even my mate would have ended up burned.
Take your time, shoot that pole out. That marker again. Just rest that bread on top of the crushed pellet. There we go again, straight away. Again, keeping that tip slow. Always look up where you. And another one in the net. Just hooks just pulled out in the net. Another nice little fish. So, you know, just a nice quick tip. Hope this helps you out, and you know, you catch a few fish on it. I know bread's not everybody's favourite method, but I think if it's done in a refined way and we're not throwing absolutely tons of bread all the way around the pond, you know, that's why that monster baits comes in. Then give it a try. Don't mind.